Hey folks, finally getting to the O'Brien's versus Kiwi Tech post video that you guys have been asking about. Sorry it took so long, I kind of forgot about it. But anyway, let's get started. So like I've said, the Kiwi Tech posts are my favorite, and the O'Brien's are next on the list. I'll just show you a few things. The O'Brien's, they come with lots of clips on them, which is great. When you're running sheep, you usually stick it in one of these ones, so it's super easy. You can tell somebody just put it in the fifth one, away they go. And then they come with a tape clip on the back, and then there'll be two more. I cut the other two ones off. I never used the tape clip. I cut them off because they were in the way. So the one weak part about these clips is you can break them off. The knockoff ones have major break-off issues. These ones are way tougher than the knockoffs, but we have broke a couple. They're pretty tough, but they got, I mean, especially when it's hot. It's pretty cold right now, but they'll bend, and they'll stay bent up to about that far. If you bend them too far, you'll find one in the bin that's, you know, this bent after being bent really far for a long time. And they have a good spike. It's really skinny for a steak like this. They have a really thin spike. It's not sharpened, but that doesn't seem to matter. And it's high tensile. You can't just go bend it with your fingers. You can go bend the one. I mean, I can. Some of you guys can just go bend the ones from like Track Supply, and that's not what you want. You want to be able to stand on this and push it in. Never had any problems with the feet breaking off. They seem to be pretty good. If you do hit a rock though, you'll tend to get a big bend when you go to shove it in. But most of the time, they shove in really easy, and they're pretty good. These work good for lines, like because they bend easier. They don't do super good on corners, but they work good for lines, and they do pull out a little easier than the Kiwi Tech ones, so that makes them not as good for corners as well. So I think I paid $3.50 each for these, but depending on where you go, they're up to $5. And do not buy the knockoffs. The knockoffs are terrible. They look exactly the same. Besides, they probably don't say O'Brien's plastic or made in New Zealand. They'll be pretty much exactly the same, and the knockoffs are terrible. Don't get them. And the Kiwi Techs, like I said, they're my favorite. It's all modular. So this foot comes off. There's a little wedge. That's how you put it in. You pound a wedge in, and then you can add as many insulators as you want. When you step on it, the steel spike is directly underneath your foot, so you can push it into some pretty hard stuff because it's straight down. It's not off to the side a little bit. And these are really tough because it's a 3/8 fiberglass rod. You can bend them super far, and they won't break. You can run them over with trucks and stuff. They last forever, and they got a sun guard, so you don't get splinters and stuff. Let me show you how you can. So you can move these insulators wherever you want. It's a double wedge, so you can take it up or down, and it'll bite going up, or you can loosen it and you can shove it down and it'll bite going down, and it'll stay where you want it. So if you break an insulator, and they're not really insulators, they're just clips. If you break one, you can just get a replacement and put it on. The only issue that I have had with them is get this one off. They can come off the end. Usually it happens on like a real cold, dry day or something. You're carrying a whole armload of them, and you got to put the fence on, and you realize that when you pulled it out from under your arm, you lost this somewhere, and now you don't have a place to hook your wire. But if you pay attention to that, it's not too big of a deal. So anyway, I guess another thing about these is you can carry about 50 of these under your arm, no problem. But these ones take up about 3 times as much space. So you end up with a huge arm load, and they're hard to get out. They jam a little bit more than the Kiwi Tech ones, and the Kiwi Tech ones, you can't really get them for less than $5 because these aren't very expensive, but it's like a couple dollars for the foot, $1 something for this, you know, another $1, and you end up $5 or more. But they'll last forever and they don't break. So there you go, Kiwi Tech versus O'Brien's. Hey, your phone's gonna fall out of your back pocket one of these days. Check out the Farmer Special at Farm Tough Leatherworks.